If you were looking for a unique way to display some of your cool merch, like maybe trading cards or stickers, I'm going to show you how to make wax packs, just like the retro kind that I made for my Oldsmobiles Laser Guns trading cards. Today on Moment Does Art. So generally all the cons I've gone to, most of the merch I see is flat, like posters, stickers, trading cards. Now, I've gone ahead and made myself wax packs for my trading cards. You can see that they are just like your traditional wax packs. Maybe they feel a little bit waxier than the retro ones that I've managed to pick up. These ones feel, more plasticky than waxy. These definitely feel like wax paper, but that could be just the amount of wax in them. Still, at these cons, I was seeing people selling stickers in like little goodie bags where there'd be a mix, surprise pack of what's going to be inside. And I thought that something like this would actually be awesome for stickers as well. Or another thing that I thought would be really cool is maybe you're an artist and you sell prints. Instead of focusing on a whole bunch of large ones that are selling for $20 to $50 kind of thing, what if you made a whole bunch of trading card size of prints of your art and had like a collection of 5 or 6? And then those would also be really cool in a wax pack, because then you have different art that you can go in the wax pack, and the whole thing would be kind of cool. Anyway, I wanted to show you just how to make them. It's really not that hard. You just might end up with a little bit of mess, so be careful, and don't blame me if you get things messy, and always be really careful. I'd take no responsibility whatsoever if you light your house on fire. That is on you for being unsafe. So, let's get right to it with the materials that you're going to need. First, your checklist for items. You can probably pick these up at the dollar store or at some thrift shops. A small pot. Do not use one of your good pots. Wax will not wash out of that. It will take forever to actually get it clean. What I had was a little camping pot that worked absolutely perfect. Parchment paper is a must. Gotta have that. A basting brush. Now, I myself used a silicone one. I imagine it might work with a hair one, but I know when I tried using the cheap paintbrushes that were plastic, those just melted right away. So those are definitely a no-go. A baking pan, again, maybe the rustier the better. Don't go with one that you really like, because you are going to get wax on it. A little bit easier to get it off of this than it is a pot, though. Get a really big dish towel or an ironing board. I would steer you away from ironing board, again, because you're dealing with wax, and it's easy enough to just throw a dish towel in the wash or toss it out. And an iron or a craft heating tool, if you have one around. I just used a really crappy iron that my parents had in their back closet from, when I was a child. So it's old, and no one was going to cry if that thing got busted. Most importantly, you're also going to need wax. I use paraffin wax, which I stole from my mother's place the last time I was there. Once you reach a certain age, you need to have a box of paraffin wax laying around. Mind you, I used to have it all the time for waxing up the sidewalks when I was a skater. Anyway, first thing you need to do is design the packages themselves. I'm going to make a little templates that you can go and download. There'll be a link down below for you. The red lines, those are going to be your cut lines. The blue lines, those are for the potential text boxes if you wanted. I even threw some hidden jokes in there, so might be kind of cool to do that. Green lines, those are likely full places. Do yourself a favor and bleed the image around that. Initially with my trading card ones, I had like a hard edge on the asteroid that they were sitting on, kind of go there. So if it wasn't folded correctly, there'd be this little thick black line in the bottom. I've also only done this with a laser printer. I suspect ink might run if you're using an inkjet, but I can't say for sure if it'll work or not. Again, if you wanted to test it out and use an inkjet printer, let me know if it works for you, because I'd love to know. Once you have them printed up, cut them out, and you are good to go. So now the fun part is melting the wax. Again, I mentioned this before, use a lower heat and get the wax in a pot that you don't love. You want to get your pan ready by laying out some parchment paper on there. And make sure the wax is completely melted so you know it's hot enough. Now, I'm going to show you what will happen if you don't do that a little bit later. So just make sure it is like water before you start doing the next step. So once the wax is hot enough, you lay out your cutout wrappers on the parchment paper and just kind of paint on the wax. You're going to see it kind of start to bleed into the paper. It's going to be runny and it will burn, so you want to be really careful here. I burned my hand a couple times. It makes some really cool blisters and terrible scars. So don't do what I did and just be careful. I like to do the backside first. Hear me out. When you do it this way, you'll see everything kind of bleed through. Then you'll really get a good idea of where the wax is. Once it's all lightly coated, you can put it to the side to cool and repeat that with all of your wrappers. If you don't let your wax melt all the way and get hot enough, it's going to get all cakey and it's really just going to clump on there. But I will show you how to fix this a little bit later. So just be careful and make sure that wax is all the way through melted. Even though it looks melted, if there's a little chunk of wax, you wait until it's completely melted so you know it's hot enough. So once all of your wrappers are cooled, go through them to see if there's any that are too thick, like this one here. And if you have any sheets that are, too thickly coated, like if you didn't let the wax melt enough. So put these ones between parchment paper and just press them out. Push the iron down and squeeze the wax. You're pushing it away from you. You'll need to apply a bit of pressure because you're literally pushing that wax away from you. Once again, put these aside to cool once you're done doing that, but you're going to get a lot of that wax out and it should look way better. You can look at them from this point, and minor imperfections on the back, those are going to be fine because you're going to be melting the wax again. Now it's time to turn these packs into the folded wax packs. Lay your dish towel down on the table. Again, I'd suggest using the dish towel on the table versus the ironing board because if you get wax on the ironing board, not so good. Dish towel, you can get rid of that, no problem. As you can see, I've already got some wax on the table. Whoopsie doopsie. Here's the trading cards that I made for Oldsmobiles and Laser Guns. Got Mike, Bryce, Nathan, and Jenny. Just place the cards down in the middle of the pack. First fold the top and bottom. Then you kind of want to do some kind of kite folding on those tabs. Fold them over with the logoed one on the top. This can be a little bit tricky as you need to make sure that you keep it all together while you're doing this. So, you can just do one side first. It'll slam against there and put the other side on top. Then put some parchment paper over top of that and iron the flaps down to each other. Your goal here is to make the wax from the top flap melt against the wax on the bottom flap, and that'll seal them together. Pretty waterproof. I mean, if you get water, it wouldn't submerge it. But, if you get a little bit of water on it, it's going to be fine. If there's too much wax, though, it can get on your cards. I've seen that a couple times with my own. What I did is I started cutting up pieces of cardstock. I put them on the top of the cards to protect them from the melting wax. It's no skin off my back. And there you have it. That is how you make these amazing little wax packs. Pretty cool. I got my logo, I've got the little publisher, and of course the website, oldsmobilescomic.com. I hope you like this, and I hope you think this was a really cool idea. And I would love to see what you are going to be making out of this. If you've got some sticker packs you want to do, I would just throw those in the comment or throw me a link to some of them. If you want to make a video like this, making your own, again, seriously, I would love to see your projects and the things that you do. Thanks so much, and peace, Grease.